All right, welcome back. And on this tutorial, I'm going to cover the array, the fillet, and the trim command. So I will start with the trim. And if you get to see that in AutoCAD, like I mentioned before, if you see a down arrow that is on a command, it means that there are two, three, or more commands related to the same command. And in this case, under array, we have rectangular, path, and polar. So I will discuss all these three types of arrays in this tutorial. So here I am, I start maybe with a simple shape, which is a circle. Any size, I've laid my circle on my model space. And if I go on array, the first option that is there is rectangular, path, and polar. But in this case, I would like to use the polar array first. So what I'm going to do here is you have a big circle, just like this, in my model space. Then take a smaller circle and place it on the quadrant of this circle, just like this. Then if I take polar array, it says select objects. There's an option to make to select two or more objects, and in this case I would like to make a polar array of this circle. So if I click it, it gets highlighted. As you can see, it's now blue shape in color. So I will press enter, and AutoCAD will say specify center point of array. And in this case, if I just come at the center point of this circle and click once, you get to see that my ribbon automatically changes, and I get to see a new red ribbon. And in this case, now I have 6 circles that have been placed around this circle, because I've used this center as the center point. There is an option for me to change a number of objects here under items, so I can change them to 12. And if I click inside here, you get to see that the number of circles have been increased here. So after doing this, after changing the number under polar array, you can actually go and close your array. The array doesn't work with shapes, circles only, but any shape can be placed under polar array. So in this case, I'm taking a rectangle, just a smaller rectangle like this, and I would like to make a polar array. So if I go array, polar array, select objects, this is the object, I press enter. I choose any position that I can refer as my center, and if I click, you get to see that I go for a round shape that is all these rectangles. And then if I can change the number, I can change the number maybe to 24. You get to see that I have produced a shape like this. All these rectangles have been placed around this axis. And if you can count them from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and or 24. So you can change from 24, you can make 30, make them 30, and see they are forming a different shape there. Make them 40, another shape there, make them maybe 100, and you get to see that you produce a shape like this because you increase the number and the polar array. So in this case, I will leave them at maybe 6, and they're here. And after doing this, you just close array. All right, then moving on, I would like to demonstrate the next type of array, which is rectangular. And in this case, we have a circle like this. We start with a circle, also a simple shape like that. Then if I take a rectangular array, says select objects. Then if I take this object and press enter, it gives me automatically rows and columns that are here, and you get to see that if you visit your ribbon, that has changed with columns. Columns are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and we also have rows, and we have 3 rows. So you can actually play around here to make them maybe 10 columns, and you get to see that the number increases in this way, meaning to say these are our columns. And if you change the rows maybe to 10 again, array gives you an option to have 10 lines going top and 10 lines going down. And that's how you do a rectangular array. So there we are with polar and rectangular, but polar rectangular array doesn't work with circles only. Any shape, for example, in this case, we have a rectangle. You can actually come here and take rectangular array, press enter. After doing that, it gives you some shapes going this side and some shapes going that side. In this case, I can play around and go 10, 10 by maybe 20. It depends on the setup that you would like to produce. So that's how, and after that, the next thing is to close array, then you go back to the normal ribbon that you know. All right, moving on to the last one, which is the path array. Suppose I have a shape like this. There I am, and if I go say path, it means it creates shapes following a path. So the next thing that I need to do is to have maybe a line that will guide me as my path. So if I do this, if I go check path array, path, click this one, press enter, and say select path, you get to see that all these circles have been placed following this path, and you can change number of items and the number of rows. If I may put 2, yeah, you get to see that now we have 2 rows and 7 items in this case. All right, so that's all about polar, rectangular, and path array. And in the next video, I'll be discussing about the trim and extend and the fillet command. All right.